And welcome everyone to another episode of the Koto's Mojo. And as always, I'm your host, Patrick Koto. We have a lot to talk about today. The NFL playoffs are starting to heat up right now. College football season wrapped up, and there are some more awesome news in the football world. We got Ian with us on the show. Ian, how you doing, buddy?
Doing fantastic. It's been a good few weeks of football. That's all I can say.
Exactly, Ian. And we're going to start this show off with something special. The Chicago Bears just hired a brand new head coach, Ben fucking Johnson, the offensive coordinator from the Detroit Lions. Ian, I don't know about you, but I'm excited for this.
Yeah, huge move by the Bears. I think he was amazing over there with Detroit, amazing offensive coordinator. Um, that's the kind of coach we need. We need a good offensive coach because we've always been lacking in that department. So this is good, but as a Bears fan, it's it's like we're starting all over again, man. We've been through this before with Matt
Yes.
Nagy, with Matt Eberflus. We're like, all right, these are our guys. They're gonna do something to help this team. And
John Fox, Mark Trestman. I mean, it's been a fucking coaching carousel ever since we got rid of Lovey Smith.
yeah, so I mean, I got a little hope. I think he's a great coach, but once again, it is the Chicago Bears, so we'll have to hold our breath and see.
That is the thing to your case, Ian. And yes, I mean, we are excited, but at the same time, it's also the Bears, so we can't quite get our hopes up and start saying, "Oh, Super Bowl, all that stuff." No, 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 no. Let's see how it pans out first before we start getting into our heads about that. Because we thought we had something cooking when we started 4-2, then shit went downhill.
Yeah, so a lot can happen. So just have to wait and see. I hope he's a good coach. He seems like he's already a great fit for the city.
Exactly. I mean, the personality and stuff that you've been seeing on social media yesterday, I mean, he loves it here. His press conference today showed positive energy. It's,
Yeah, and apparently he's a big Cubs fan too. He's always been coming up to Wrigley, so um great to hear that. He said he did enjoy beating the Packers twice this year, so hopefully he can bring that over to us.
Exactly. Like we need to start being the new owners of the Packers. We're tired of getting owned by the Packers. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's time for a change in ownership.
Exactly. I like what you did right there. But yes, but the Bears are going in the right direction right now with the new head coach of Ben Johnson. Now we'll see where things go from there. We'll see what kind of coaching staff he'll put together. I'm confident that he'll put together the right coaching staff.
Yeah, you know he should. Apparently we're not looking at that lineman coach.
Yeah, no,
You
I
sent that
found
to
out
me
earlier.
earlier. So we won't be getting him, but I have trust in Ben Johnson that he's going to get the best of the best to come over and help this team.
Exactly, and I'm confident too that he'll have, plenty of plays in his playbook because you saw some of the plays he drew up this year. He drew up so many good razzle dazzle plays and stuff. Now, sure, that had shades of Matt Nagy, but for some reason, Nagy ran out of that and teams are starting to figure it out. I feel like for someone like Ben Johnson, he'll have enough in his bag of tricks.
Yeah, no, exactly. Really excited for what he can bring to this team.
Now we need to hit on the head and get some offensive linemen. We'll see which free agents we can find. I mean, we have some good cap space, so like we were talking about earlier, if we, get some good offensive linemen in the free agent market, it's possible we could land Ashton Genty.
Oh, it's very, very likely that we could. Because we need a running back. Our running game was really weak this year. It's crazy to say, but I think Caleb Williams was our best rusher all year.
Yeah, I mean Swift. I mean, again, he had over 900 yards rushing, but they weren't impressive 900 yards.
No. Um, but yeah, I think we should focus on getting Ashton Genty with our first pick. Um,
Exactly. That's if we hit on the head with getting some offensive linemen in the free agency. Otherwise, let's get some offensive linemen to protect our quarterback.
Yeah, we gotta do anything we can to help Caleb.
and keep him here in Chicago.
Yeah, yeah, we don't want to run him out of the city like we're trying to do with Connor Bedard.
Yeah. Oh, that will not go well if Bedard leaves Chicago.
Yeah,
But yes, a good step in the right direction for the Chicago Bears. The new head coach Ben Johnson, love the personality. I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. But at the same time, we got to be cautiously optimistic.
yep, we know that for sure.
Exactly. And I'm sure you saw the Jets just got a new head coach, former Lions defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn. So
Yeah,
the Lions unfortunately took a hit by not only losing in the playoffs, but losing some coaches.
yeah, right. And Aaron Glenn, he was also defensive back for the Jets also back in the day. So that's pretty cool that he's reunited with them.
Yep. It's so funny too how Lions fans are just down bad because Lions fans are literally turning against Ben Johnson now. And I'm like, what the hell do you expect? Like, you should have known this was coming.
And is this out of the ordinary to hire like an offensive coordinator like a couple days after like their team lost a playoff game or something? I mean, this happens
I
all the time. I
know.
feel like, oh, he was only focused on getting his job in Chicago. Be like, you think that he just completely gave up on the Detroit Lions?
No.
But yeah, Pat, we saw many videos of Detroit fans just bitching and crying. And you know what that does for a guy like me? That takes away all the sympathy and love that I had for the Detroit Lions. So now, honestly, with seeing how their fans react to shit like that, I hope
Yeah.
they never, ever see a Super Bowl. I hope they never
Yeah.
even catch a whiff of going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean the Lions. I mean we've been rooting for them these past couple of years, and then seeing the Lions fans react to that, and I'm like, okay, I see how you fans are. You suck.
Yeah, they're ungrateful. I mean, for all the terrible years that they have played, and now they're finally looking good, and they have a few coaches leave because they're very qualified to be
Right.
head coaches. It's just to see them react like that, it's just absolutely insane. And for what they did for your city to get you to the levels.
Exactly.
Dan Campbell's gonna find the perfect replacements. Dan Campbell's still the head coach of this team. He's still gonna have these guys be in the playoffs for another 5+ years, however long this guy wants to coach this
Right.
team. It's just insane that they're shitting on the people that helped them get there.
Exactly. Like do you not know that this is what happens in the NFL, man? It's kind of like the transfer portal, once your position coach starts, succeeding at his job, other teams who are going to need a head coach are going to be looking at him.
Yeah. Um, honestly, those fans I feel like are just bandwagon fans because they haven't been through actual hell of being a Detroit Lions fan, of them going 0-16.
Where for us Bears fans, Ian, we've been through plenty of hell. We've had our hearts broken a lot.
Yeah, so we will take anything we can get. If we have an offensive coordinator that we pick up this year and he wants to leave in 2, 3 years because he's going to get a head coaching job, good for fucking him, man.
Yeah,
Like
I'm not
that
bitching about that.
he's able to coach at that caliber. So you're never going to see us Chicago fans bitch and moan when one of our coaches leaves.
Sure, it'll suck. It'll suck at the moment, but of course, that just happens.
You just got to think of the person behind the playbook, It's ridiculous.
Right. But again, I'm excited to see what Ben Johnson brings to the Bears. I mean, I'm excited, and if the Lions fans are really going to turn against Ben Johnson, we might start an actual rivalry with Detroit, like the Blackhawks and Red Wings.
Yeah, well, it hasn't really been much of a rivalry because for such a long time we would just kick their ass and they were just one of the worst teams in the NFL. So, yeah, maybe we can make something out of a rivalry here if they want to show up to play and not fuck up like they did in these playoffs.
For real, man. But speaking of playoffs, why don't we go ahead and go to these playoffs and stuff? So we'll start off with the Chiefs getting a A win against the Texans after sneaking by a few interesting calls in that game. Honestly, the two hits on Patrick Mahomes were bullshit.
Yeah, they should not have been roughing the passer. That was absolutely ridiculous. But Patrick, it's been a theme that we've been talking about all season is the referees helping the Chiefs.
Yeah,
And it just can't get more obvious than this that they're going to the AFC Championship game and they're not a good team. They are not
right.
good whatsoever. They got lucky on a few plays. Travis Kelsey, woo, he finally got a fucking touchdown. Um,
Yeah, where's he been all season?
yeah, he has been non-existent. I think we should take him off the list as one of the best tight ends because people keep calling him the best tight end in history. Brother,
Mm,
have you ever met a man of Robert Gronkowski?
or Tony Gonzalez or Antonio Gates.
Yeah, so much better than Travis Kelsey will ever dream to be. And that's not me hating on him because of Taylor Swift. This is just me hating on him because of the Kansas City fans and all the NFL fans
Right.
that just glaze the shit out of him.
Right. And yeah, they lived by them. And of course, Patrick Mahomes got the call where, oh, now you're not like refs are going to call penalties for now own players hitting each other because that's how the Texans got called because the two Texans defenders hit each other while on over Mahomes.
Yeah,
Like
that
that's where they do the flag. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
that make sense.
It doesn't.
No, you can't.
It doesn't.
It's That's the NFL nowadays, man.
Yeah, it sucks. But the Chiefs get the win. What they get the win. They're moving on to the AFC Championship game. We'll move on to the next playoff game. The Commanders. Holy fucking shit. The Washington Commanders 45-31 win over Detroit. Wow.
Dude, Washington is not fucking around this year. We even said it at the beginning of these playoffs. Watch the Commanders be a sleeper. And now they're going to the NFC Championship game, the first time since 1991 that Washington has made the NFC Championship. So
And what's
that's
funny too,
insane.
Ian, what's funny too is that they beat the Bills in that Super Bowl.
Oh shit. So who knows what could happen? But yeah, dude, good for Washington. I mean, their fans, they've been through a lot. They've been through a horrible drought. They went through a name change, several name changes, in fact.
Yep, several name
um,
changes, several different players getting hurt. I mean, they all thought Robert Griffin III was going to be the answer until he got hurt, and then Kirk Cousins didn't deliver, and then it was just a complete cycle of quarterbacks. And then they get Jaden Daniels, and now the team's starting to turn this shit around.
yeah, Jaden Daniels, he's the savior of this team. It's just great to see for the Washington Commanders. And maybe if they win the Super Bowl, maybe they'll be like, okay, let's get a new stadium. This one kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's a pretty old stadium that they're playing in.
Well, and it's the worst like turf or grass in the NFL. I mean, like you said, we've seen so many injuries, like brutal injuries happen on this field.
Oh yeah, I mean, two happened to Washington quarterbacks of Alex Smith and Joe Theismann.
Yeah, I was gonna say Alex Smith, man, he felt the wrath of FedEx Field.
Yep, and their defense too. They picked off the Lions three times. One of them was a
Yeah,
pick six.
dude, Jared Goff looked like shit.
He really did. I was really disappointed. And yeah, he threw for 313 yards, but he threw three fucking interceptions.
Yeah, no, over 300 yards passing doesn't matter when you throw three picks and lose the game, especially with one of them being a pick six, like you said. So, and Goff, I feel like he is definitely left his prime. That's for sure. He's out of
Yeah,
his
and
prime.
and you got to give credit to the rest of the Commanders. I mean, Terry McLaurin with that nice screen touchdown pass, like that was a pretty insane play by McLaurin. I mean, literally, he just made the defenders eat his dust.
Yeah. Dude is fast, and he's going to be a threat for a while with this team.
Exactly. Brian Robinson with a couple touchdowns. I mean, this Commanders team just continues to impress us all season long.
Yeah. It's been insane because a lot of people have wrote them off. but they are a strong team, and I can definitely see them whooping Philly's ass and going to the Super Bowl.
That's gonna. Oh boy, the whole city of Philadelphia is gonna be fucking wild on Sunday. I do not want to be in Philadelphia if I'm not an Eagles or a Washington fan.
You don't want to be in the entire state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, pretty much. And Ian, it's safe to say that the NFC North suddenly turned into the most disappointing division this year because the Lions, Packers, and Vikings all had great records, losing their first fucking playoff game.
Yeah. Um, who would have thought? Because we thought at least the Lions and the Vikings were gonna go far, but did not turn out to happen. And here we are. No NFC North teams are going
Yep.
to the NFC Championship. We thought it was maybe going to be a Lions Vikings NFC Championship game. Dan Campbell
Lions
told them a few weeks ago, "I'll see
divisional
you in two
round. It would
weeks."
have been
But
this would have been the for the divisional round.
oh, okay, but hey, he said, "I'll see you in 2 weeks." Well, yep, you're going to see each other in 2 weeks in Cancun, buddy.
Cancun on the couch, wherever the fuck you're gonna be. So he was right about seeing in 2 weeks, but for different circumstances.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to give credit what's credit's due, and Washington deserves that credit. They came to play.
Yes, they did, man. That was so great to see by this team.
Next game, the snow game. The Eagles taking down the Rams.
Yeah, that was a very, very good game.
Let's just say it was the Rams passing game against the Eagles running game because literally the Eagles ran the fuck out of the ball.
Yeah. Um, they did not want to throw it at all in this game.
Exactly. Like you got Jalen Hurts. You got Jalen Hurts rushing. Jalen Hurts had 70 yards rushing and a 44-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, insane.
Saquon Barkley, 205 yards rushing, one of them a 78-yard dagger.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean it's
I wouldn't say
Saquon.
dagger. The Rams had a shot to, win the game, but the Philly defense stepped up.
Yeah. So, man, that's Saquon Barkley, man. He's just a legend.
Exactly. He's glad to be out of New York.
I think any person would be happy to be out of New York.
Dude, imagine if he was on a different team than just New York. You know how unstoppable that team would be?
Dude, imagine if he came to us at the right time.
Oh, if he came to us at the right time,
Like honestly, if he came to us this year,
oh, we'd
I
be
think
set.
I think we would have had way more wins.
Oh yeah, he'd be popping a bunch of big runs.
Hmm. That's why we need to get an elite caliber running back. Someone like
Yeah.
him, someone like Ashton Genty, man. Like,
Yeah, DeAndre Swift is not elite. I'm sorry.
no, DeAndre Swift, he was good in Philly. He came to us, and I don't know, man. We got him when he was out of his prime too. So,
Well, DeAndre
we
Swift really hasn't been all that impressive his entire time in the NFL.
yeah, he's been on a good Phillies squad. That's why he was able
Yeah,
to do so well. But
right.
um,
But yes,
like
if we
like we
could
said earlier, Ashton Genty, I think that would be our best pick for the
plus,
first
we
round.
could get lucky and land Ashton Genty with our second pick because running backs don't go in the first round.
Which is crazy, especially with a guy who almost broke the all-time rushing season record for this year.
Now, I could be wrong. He could go in the first round, but I won't be surprised if he goes in the second round. And if he's available in the second round and we're picking, that's our guy. That'd be perfect.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just worried that someone is going to pick him up early. So why
That
not
too.
us? Because we know linemen don't go in the first round.
And
That's
that's the
for
other
damn
thing too,
sure.
if you think about it. There's going to be some good linemen available.
Yeah, there's going to be some very good linemen available on the free agency. We haven't seen any standout linemen in college this year. So
Exactly.
I don't even know who we would pick to start off. I mean,
I'm
I'm sure they
sure we
already
can
got
get
that down.
I'm sure we can get a good offensive lineman from Texas, LSU, Notre Dame, Georgia, Ohio State, hell, Boise State, the way Genty played this year,
Yeah,
Oregon. Like
right.
there's multiple good offensive linemen out there. We just got to find one that doesn't have injury history. Tevin Jenkins.
Yeah, no, exactly. So that I think that would be our best pick. Go with Genty first. We don't want to let him go because I feel
Exactly.
like someone's going to pick him up. He's way too good of a running back. And then after
And
that, then let's focus on our linemen. Let's before the draft, let's even worry about picking up free agents.
exactly. There we have the cap, we have the money to spend on a potential good offensive lineman who's going to be a free agent.
Yeah. So we do
So
that, we'll be set.
and yeah, if we do that, hello, Genty.
Yeah, because honestly, he would help our offense so much.
You, me, and Nick are buying that jersey right away.
Oh, I know Nick and Zach will, that's for sure.
Nick's gonna be like, yes, yes, like, okay, where can I buy the jersey? Where can I buy the jersey? Where can I buy the jersey?
Yeah.
Hell, Nick will customize it if he has to.
Yeah, right?
But yes, I would love to have Ashton Genty in Chicago.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
We shall see. Let's get some help for Caleb Williams first, and then maybe boost up our running game.
Yeah.
And then the last one, the Buffalo Bills with the close win over the Ravens. What a game
Yeah.
that was.
That was absolutely insane. We thought Baltimore was gonna tie it up there at the end with that TD, but
Well, if you're Mark Andrews,
Mark,
you might want to delete all your social medias.
dude, you know they made his ass walk all the way back to Baltimore. There is no way. They were like, "Yeah, get on the plane, have a coffee." No, man, they made his bum ass walk home. He's getting cut. People are burning his jerseys. All the whole 9 yards.
Oh,
That was
dude, like
ridiculous.
he didn't just drop it. Not only did he drop the 2 point conversion, but he also had a fumble during
One
the
of the
fourth
worst,
quarter.
one of the worst fumbles I've ever seen, too.
And you are a fucking veteran tight end. How do you let that happen?
Yeah, that was bad. Should have caught that 2 point conversion. You would have tied it, bringing it in overtime. Fuck, man, what a fuck up.
Yeah, two major fuck ups right there on him. On him.
Yeah, just on him. Honestly, that whole game was on Mark Andrews.
Yeah. Well, he also had the fumble too that led to the Bills' second touchdown of the game.
Yeah, no, so it's all on him.
Yeah, and then maybe some of the Ravens' offensive line because they ate up Lamar Jackson alive when they got that when Von Miller had that near scoop and score.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, the Ravens just couldn't hold on to the ball. That was the problem.
Yep, and even Lamar Jackson said it in the post game interview. He's like, "Gotta hold on to the fucking ball."
I really don't blame him for cussing out like that. I mean, I'd probably be the same thing too. I mean, sure, you don't want to throw your teammates under the bus, but if you're
Dude,
gonna
I'd
fuck
be
up like
pissed.
that, if you're gonna fuck up like that in the game, I'm sorry, I'm letting out.
Dude, I'd be just as pissed off too because if I had that much talent and I can't bring my team to the goddamn Super Bowl, I would be pissed.
And it makes things harder for him too because his receivers can't hold on to the ball. He's like,
Yeah,
who do I throw to?
he's doing nothing wrong, man. He's probably the best quarterback right now in the NFL. Sorry, Josh Allen, but Lamar, his numbers are just absolutely insane.
Yeah, no, I feel bad for Jackson, dude. Like he's just getting hosed.
Yeah, and maybe he needs to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Not
Somewhat.
here.
Yeah,
Not
not here, not
Chicago.
here, not here. We
We're
already have our
set with
quarterback.
Caleb. We don't want to do
Yeah.
another reset.
Yeah, I won't mind if you go anywhere. Just don't go to anywhere in the NFC North.
Yeah, no, stay out.
Stay away from the division. I honestly don't care if you go to the fucking Raiders.
Raiders would be a good fit for him.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like they could build a good team around him.
Any team that needs a mobile quarterback, I think will be perfect. I feel like the AFC West, besides the Raiders, they're set
Dude,
Maybe Sanford.
Miami.
Miami, yeah, Tua is starting to slip a little bit. Maybe San Francisco.
Yeah. Um, maybe. I
Brock
mean,
Purdy took a major step back this season.
yeah, San Francisco would be a good one for him. Who knows? Maybe New England can change up their whole rep and get like a rushing quarterback. That'd be pretty big for them.
That there's a lot of good spots for Lamar Jackson to possibly go to. Hey, the
Yeah.
Saints. They need a quarterback.
Dude, the Saints, dude, they would love him so much over there. Just don't go to the Giants or Jets. You don't want to hate your life.
Or the Browns.
Or the Browns, yeah.
Three teams where pretty much a quarterback will go to die, especially for a team like the Browns who have been starting over 40 quarterbacks going back to 1999.
Yeah. So I'm glad we're not as bad as them.
Exactly. But 40 fucking quarterbacks since 1999.
It's pretty sad.
Yep. And next year will probably be 41. And then
Yep.
42, 43. Sooner or later, we're going to see 50.
It'll go on and on and on.
It's a QB carousel. But yeah, I mean, Jackson, he did what he could to help out the Ravens. Just that, like you said, his receivers can't hold on to the ball. The Mark Andrews fumble.
Yeah. Just a total fuck up from the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, and the Bills, they did what they had to do to win the game.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. They did what they could. I mean, Baltimore's defense was still very aggressive.
They were. They were. But I'm happy that Buffalo's moving on to the AFC Championship game, or they'll take on that team,
The
the
Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Chiefs and Bills will be playing this Sunday. Who are you picking that game, Ian?
Dude, let's go Bills. Chiefs ain't shit.
Yeah, the Chiefs have owned the Bills the past few years in the playoffs. I mean, last year they got them last year in the AFC divisional round. They got them in that shootout in a couple years ago, and then the AFC Championship game. But you know what, Ian? If there's any team that can beat the Chiefs, and I'm hoping it's the Bills.
Yeah. This Bills team is so good, and we've seen the mediocrity out of the Kansas City Chiefs. So hopefully, the referees will play nice.
You got that right. And of course, seeing Josh Allen continue to do his thing, because sure the numbers don't quite show from Sunday, but he was doing a good job threading the needle.
Yeah, I mean, he made a lot of good plays. He's one of the smartest quarterbacks in the league.
Yep. And then the winner of that game will play the winner of Washington and Philly. What do you think?
Dude, I gotta go Washington, man. They've been on such a good roll. But I think it's gonna be a close game.
It will be a close game. Washington's run and passing game against the Eagles, safe to say, run game now.
Yeah. But I will say Washington faced their strongest team last week. So hopefully they'll stay with this momentum and beat Philly.
So a possible Buffalo and Washington Super Bowl.
Very, 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 very possible because
I would love to see it.
I think those are the two best teams in the playoffs right now.
And if that's the case, go Bills.
Go Bills, man. They need to win a Super Bowl. They've been to
Yeah.
four of them, but they lost them all in a row.
Yeah, people were joking around and calling Bills. Boy, I love losing Super Bowls.
Oh man, if they just need to kill that phrase this year, it will all be over.
Well, if they do make the Super Bowl, and I'm hoping they do, it could be the case.
Yeah. I mean, remember when everyone used to make jokes about LeBron not getting a ring? So hopefully the Bills can do that same
They
thing.
got three.
Shut people up.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping they do. The Chiefs have won enough.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep. Now, Ian, let's move on to the college football side of things. Ohio State beats Notre Dame to win the college football national championship. Ian, I can't say I'm surprised.
No, I'm not surprised either, man. We saw how good this Ohio State team was pretty much after they beat Indiana um
Yes.
late into the regular season. So, I mean, they took down Tennessee, Oregon, Texas, like some of the toughest teams in college. And I still wrote them off for going into the national championship.
We all wrote them off going into the playoffs in general after the way they played against Michigan.
Yeah. But even going against Notre Dame, I thought the Irish were going to easily win this thing. But dude, I was just not thinking of how tough this Ohio State team is. So kudos to them. They proved everyone wrong. They came in as the eighth seed and they whooped some fucking ass.
Well, it was looking promising for Notre Dame at first because the Irish scored the first touchdown after taking off, yeah, almost 10 minutes off the clock.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
nothing wrong with that, but the problem is he still has three more quarters, and Ohio State was going to draw something up, and my God, they did. Ohio State was on a 31-0 run to lead 31-7, and then the Irish, they made it a game, though, with getting a couple of late scores, but Ohio State made the plays they needed to win it. I mean,
yeah,
in Ohio State, I'll give them props to this. They always find a way to reload every year.
yeah. We think, okay, they got their star players out. It's done for. They're going to be quiet for a few years, but no, man, every
Jeremiah
single
Smith,
year.
Judkins, Will Howard. I mean, what an impressive, quarterback, running back, wide receiver group.
Yeah. Every year they just know how to get great players and have them play great. So,
Everybody who's shit talking Ryan Day, and yes, I was doing a little shit talk at Ryan Day as well, are officially quiet.
yeah, he's a good ass coach, man.
Yep.
That's
He
all I
just
can,
needs
especially with defying all those odds.
he just needs to beat Michigan now.
Yeah, Michigan. I mean, no matter if they're ranked or not, Michigan is still Michigan. They're still going to be a tough squad in the Big Ten.
Exactly, yeah. Now, yeah, as I say, yeah, Ohio State just needs to beat Michigan now.
Yep. That's all they got to do. But honestly, man, they don't have to prove anything after this, man. They
Exactly.
they proved all the haters wrong. They proved us wrong and went out and won this national championship because I had Tennessee beating them in the first round, man.
I did too. But hey, feels nice to see the Big Ten though represent the college football world when everybody's dick riding the fuck out of the SEC. Which to all you down south, how you loving that snow?
Yeah, right. But
See what we have to deal with? Have
right.
fun.
Yeah, but it's cool to see that past few years Big Ten has won the national championship.
And literally the Big Ten teams have beaten some powerhouse teams. I mean, we saw Ohio State beat the number one seeded team in Oregon. We saw Michigan last year take down Alabama. We saw Michigan save America, basically.
Yeah, right. So
But
yeah, good for them, man.
good for Ohio State. Good for Ohio State. This is definitely well deserved.
Yeah, I like a good comeback story.
Exactly. And this is definitely one of them after all the years of shit luck they've had.
Yeah,
And it's funny to think about it, too. When the 14 playoff first started, Ohio State won. When the 12-team playoff started, who won? Ohio State.
go figure. So once they bring it up to like 16, they're gonna make it Ohio State.
It's
So
good. Ohio State's gonna win once we get 16. Once we get 20, Ohio State. 24, Ohio State.
yeah.
This is how it'll be.
Oh yeah.
Well, that'll do it for our college football talk, Ian. Now let's wrap up with our good stuff, our big three and our fantastic and bonehead plays of the week. This week's big three is our big three NFL playoff matchups that need to happen. Ian, you go first.
All right. Well, we have seen this matchup happen before, and it didn't work out well for the Chicago Bears. But I would love to just see another Bears Packers
Yes.
playoff game. those games are so damn electric. I would love to see. I wanted to see it this year, but a Detroit Minnesota playoff game. I felt like that would have been really crazy. And then
yeah.
my third, man, you gotta go with the battle for New York with the Jets and the Giants.
That'll be the day that Super Bowl happens.
Yeah, but
That'll be the day.
that's one I want to see for sure.
A lot has to happen for that Super Bowl to happen.
Oh yeah, relocation.
Yep. Those are some good picks, Ian, though. Let's go on to my big three playoff games that need to happen. My first one, and these are all divisional rivalries. I want to see a Lions versus Bears playoff game.
That would be electric.
Ben Johnson against his former team. I'd love to see it.
Dude, that would be awesome.
My next one, you can't go wrong with the Cowboys versus Eagles.
Yeah, no, that's one of the biggest rivalries in football.
Yep, those two teams hate each other. I want to see them go at it in the playoffs.
Two of the worst fan bases too.
Yes. My last one, Dolphins versus Bills.
Dolphins and Bills would be amazing.
Because that, to me, is an underrated rivalry.
Oh yeah, I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough.
Well, maybe if the Dolphins start beating the Bills.
Yeah, right? Then it wouldn't be so one-sided.
Because, yeah, too, your time is tick, 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 tick.
His brain ain't ticking no more, man. I'll say
That.
that.
But I love those picks, Ian. Now let's go into our fantastic and bonehead play of the week. I will let you start it off.
All right, well, straight to my bonehead play of the week. Goes to our boy in Baltimore, Mark Andrews, for the fumble and dropping that 2-point conversion. That was just atrocious.
Yeah.
And
he's definitely a meme this week.
Dude, yeah, like I said, man, there is no way he got on that team bus and drove back home with them.
Yep.
All right, my fantastic play of the week. It's not a play, but it's just Ohio State defying all the odds and winning the national championship. Just
I like that.
Ever since the playoffs started.
I like that. So good picks. All right. Let's go to my fantastic and bonehead play of the week. My fantastic play of the week comes from the Eagles Rams game. Jalen Hurts with that long touchdown run. Oh my God.
That was incredible.
Exactly. I thought, oh, he's going to pick up 10 yards, 20 yards. I'm like, oh no, he's taking this son of a bitch to the house.
Dude, yeah, he's been practicing with Saquon. That's what he's been doing.
That's why the Eagles are now a running team.
Dude, for real, man. We don't need a tush push anymore. We can just slide him through there and get 30 yards.
You can come up with some razzle dazzle on the tush push.
Yeah, exactly. You can do whatever you want with it. They invented the play. They can have some fun with it.
Exactly. To my bonehead play of the week, it's also not a play, but it goes to all Detroit Lions fans who are just down hard right now.
Fucking losers, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man, we used to like guys, and now the reaction you had with Ben Johnson, I'm like, okay, fuck you.
Detroit sucks. Detroit
sucks. Detroit sucks.
We gotta bring that to Bears games now. We gotta bring that energy to Bears games.
Exactly. No more Green Bay sucks in the tunnel, even though Bears fans are like, no. It's always Green Bay sucks.
Yeah, they both suck.
Yeah, and then
we can live with that.
Yeah, Minnesota, that's just too long.
Yeah, no, we already know they suck. They've never won a Super Bowl.
They never will.
They never will. Remember the miracle in Minnesota everybody loves talking about? Well, what happened the next week?
Got your asses kicked by the Eagles.
Yep. So that's literally all they talk about is, oh, the Minnesota miracle. Oh, we made it so far in the playoffs. Yeah, where's your Super Bowl rings at, bud?
You were also playing the Saints, who have shit luck in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's for sure. They have had some of the worst luck in the playoffs.
Yep. And that wraps up the show. Ian, another good episode of the Koto's Mojo.
Dude, absolutely. And we're going to have some banger games this weekend. I am so stoked.
We're gonna have some banger games, set up a banger Super Bowl, and the next thing you know, Ian, we'll have a lot of other good stuff down the road. We'll have NASCAR season coming up, the NCAA tournament, baseball. I'm in.
Yeah. Before we end the show, what do you think of the Cubs' new alternate jerseys?
They're not bad. I like them.
I don't like them.
Really?
I don't like the powder blue on there. It looks weird. It looks like the Cardinals alternate jersey, that powder blue.
Where the fuck did the Cardinals even decide to get a powder blue jersey? Is what I
Yeah,
want to
dude,
know.
they were on crack thinking of that. But dude, I love these jerseys. I love the Wrigleyville jerseys. They
Right.
look good. I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of these alternate jerseys. I like the old school logo on there. Don't get me wrong, but altogether, not a fan.
Exactly. It's got the shade of like, the old Dodgers, the Blue Jays. Well, the Blue Jays make sense.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Phillies even have the powder blue as well.
Yeah, which honestly I don't mind. I like the Phillies powder blue jersey, but the Cubs, I don't know. It might have to grow on me because to be honest, I didn't like this jersey at
I
first.
was gonna say you weren't a big fan of that at first. You're like, you know what? This isn't bad.
Yeah, maybe once I see the new jersey, like, on the field during a game, maybe I'll grow into it.
For sure. Well, thank you everyone for tuning into this episode of the Kodos Mojo. We will see you next time.